Hello friend, my name is Oladejo Elisha. In this video, I want to talk about how to start your first YouTube video for your channel. Now, if you are a new YouTuber or you are about coming into this space of creating, YouTube videos, I believe that this might be a good start for you. And if you're an aspiring YouTuber too, you'll be thinking about if you should come into it or if you should not go into it, I think you need to sit down and watch this video to the end. And the funness of it also is that it's also my first video for this particular channel. Now I have other channels, okay, where I have other content on the other channel, but for this particular channel I'm going to be sharing about how to navigate the world of YouTube. If you are either an established YouTuber or an aspiring YouTuber or a new YouTuber. Of course, the question could be that what do I have to teach, especially those who are already established? I believe that no knowledge is lost. You can learn from anyone. But my primary reason of wanting to do this video is also for me that in months or years to come, when I come back to this particular video, which is going to be the first video for this channel, and I look into it, I will see how far I've grown. So before I share some of the tips I believe that you need to know, or things you need to know when you're about to start your YouTube video, I would like to talk about why you should be yourself first. Okay, now it is very important. It's very, very important. I'm not taking that as my first tip yet, but it's just like an introduction to you. There are a lot of limitations, there are a lot of things that may just come across your way and perhaps may tend to discourage you from starting off. But I have been there before, and I have to talk to myself and have to tell myself that, boy, you've got to get this out if actually you really want to move ahead. All right, so as you can see, I have my list, and I'm going to start with if you are going to start a YouTube video and as well a YouTube channel, one of the first thing you need to do is to sit down and come up with a content idea. Now, this content idea means, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to be known for? What do you want to present to the audience? What is that is in you that you have been willing or desire to share with the people? It's very important you have content idea. Now, if you don't have an idea, you will be tossed to and fro. You will just be there in a kind of a wide space where you are directionless. You don't know what you are doing, and with time you will fade out because you get frustrated or perhaps you won't be motivated. And one of the best way to come up with content ideas is actually to think about what interests you most, and then how do you know what interests you most? I cannot exhaust the point on how to do that. I will just list few ones. One of the ways is, wherever you come online or you come to YouTube, what are those kind of content you are always interested in watching? Is it comedy? Is it music? Is it podcast? Is it inspirational content? All those kind of content that wherever you come up with, that is what you search for. That is where you spend most of your time. That is what you dedicate most of your time to watch. You can even spend hours on them. Now, that can be a signal to a content idea for you, because if you have the desire, the flair to be watching those form of content or videos, there's possibility that the desire for you to create something like that will be strong. And if that is there, then you already have a content idea. All you need to do is to narrow yourself down to it and start gathering resources on how to establish yourself on that. Another point is, perhaps maybe you watch random content on YouTube, but you as a person in your lifestyle, you have a philosophy, you have a policies, you have something that defines you. And if that is also, wherever people come around you, it's the same ideology that defines you, you tend to share with people around you, or what people around you knows you for, that may be a content idea you may also want to share with the world around you. Now, in order not to make this video to be too long, what about if you have so many ideas running through your head such that you don't even know which of them to talk about, or you don't even have any content idea to talk about? You can talk about yourself. Be your first video. You can talk about yourself. Say something about yourself. Introduce yourself, like I started with this video. My name is Oladejo Elisha. There may be one or two things that you just want to talk about that you want people to know. Okay, like myself. Now, I'm a freelancer and an SEO specialist. Okay, like I said earlier, I have other channels also where I drop videos about what I do. Now, as a freelancer, I've helped a lot of clients over the past 7 years of doing freelancing and doing SEO works. Okay, and as a result of that, I have a lot of good number of positive reviews, and I can help any business, any website to be found on search engine. Then I also know that I'm a cool person. Yes, I'm not too eloquent. I'm not fluent in English. I'm not eloquent. And even if you listen carefully, there's possibility that you may detect an accent in my tongue. That is my person. I'm an easygoing person. Now I'm already creating a content about myself, so you can say something about yourself. All right. Then another thing is that after, if you feel that okay, you don't want to talk about yourself, you can talk about your business. It's part of the introduction I've stated before. Your company, or your school life, or your family life, you and your wife, or you and your spouse can come together and form a channel. There are a lot of reality channels like that, and people love reality channels. Even myself, I'm talking to you, I plan to have a reality channel where I just want to, show out there, not for the purpose of just making money. Of course, if you are doing a business, you are expected to make money, but also to inspire people. That is that. Don't be afraid. I was afraid for a very long time, and one of the reasons why I'm afraid was because I feel that I'm not eloquent. You understand? I'm slow to speak, but I said, in the word of billions of people, there is no way, irrespective of who I am, that people or some people will not want to sit down and watch my video. So that's one of the way you can start your YouTube channel or your first video. Get a content idea or talk about yourself. Now, second thing is that make sure that you get your script ready before you shoot your video. Yes, there are ways that which you can get your script ready, but it's very important you have a script. Very important. It cannot be overemphasized. Scripts helps you to guide your thoughts and to narrow down on what you want to talk about, so that you don't keep speaking here and there, in point, out of point, and at the end of the day, you don't even know when to stop. There are different ways through which you can develop scripts. And thank God for AI this day. For this particular video I'm doing, I'm actually using a manual script. I have my paper and I wrote down the points I want to share in this video. But if you are starting and you have the finance to start, you can get teleprompter. A lot of people use teleprompter. You get the script written by scriptwriter, put it in this teleprompter. Teleprompter is a screen like those one that all these news media use that scrolls the content for the presenter to read through. Yes, some may not like it. Some feel like, no, when you use teleprompter, you may appear robotic, and that the touch of naturality may be out of it. But in my own opinion, what I believe is the message you want to pass across, what you want to share with the audience, is what is important. And this day, with the use of AI can help you flesh out script, make it sound as natural as possible, such that when you are reading through this teleprompter, hardly with those who are not in the same field know that you are using teleprompter. But some may still be able to detect. But who cares whether they detect or they do not detect? The important thing is that they get the value. But if you are starting out and you don't really have that money to get teleprompter or to buy software, use your pen and paper. After you've done your research and you know what you want to talk about, write down your script in terms of bullet points. Or you're talking about 5 tips to do something, write down the points. Tips 1, tips 2, tips 3. Then under each tips, draw out an exercise, a short summary, okay, that can help you. As you can see, I look into my book and my own paper too, that can help you, to go through the summary and expatiate on it to the extent to which you can explain yourself. This is the extent to which I can explain myself. And with that being said, I want to talk about the third thing or tips or point, like you can see, that you have to put into consideration when you are starting up your first video, and that is that start with what you have. See, fake life is very expensive, and if you want to get all the necessary items that you need to start up a channel, you may never start, especially when you are limited with resources in terms of finance. You may never start. You will keep procrastinating, and guess what? When you keep browsing online or on YouTube checking out beginners, you'll be shocked that you will see a lot of people who perhaps may not even have up to what you have, that you could not start with, and they started with it, and at the time that you are checking out their videos, they've grown, they've have gadgets, and they are doing better. In fact, that's one of the reasons why myself decided to start this video too. I've seen a lot of my colleagues who are in the same field with me, and that started YouTube channel, immediately they came into freelancing and SEO work. And today, some of them have 100,000 subscribers, some over 100,000 subscribers, which means if I've started then, I would either be in the same range with them. But what was my limitation? My limitation was that I thought I wasn't grounded enough. I thought I was not an expert. I thought I have to acquire more knowledge. All of these thoughts that keep dragging me back. But today, I have to tell myself enough is enough. And I know in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I'm not going to be in the same state that I am today as at the time of recording this video. Alright, so when it comes to start with what you have to start a YouTube channel are pretty few things. And the most important of them is your phone. Your phone, it can be smartphone, Android phone, or iPhone. In terms of quality, yes, the quality of it may not be what you want, what you desire, but check online, browse online, you will see a lot of videos that are not of good quality, but they still have views. Right now I'm shooting with my iPhone. I'm also shooting with a top phone holder, then sitting, backing my my baby Spider-Man diagram behind me. But I've just got to start. If you don't have this equipment and you have this phone, it's okay. If you cannot get a tripod stand, maybe it's too expensive or you cannot afford, you can do a manual one by getting this electrical pipe, cut them. Maybe in any of my videos in the future, I will do a video on how you can manually make a tripod stand that you can use for a while to kickstart your journey till you can afford what you are. Get a mic like this particular mic. It's not expensive. This pin mic, it's not expensive. I actually got this one through Konga. I don't know what the price will be now, but at the time I got it was 4,000 naira. The pack has 2 mics in it, you understand, and the transmitter that is connected to my iPhone. So with that 2 mic, I can pair with anyone if I want to do a podcast. Then in terms of lighting, if you don't have lighting, all you need to do is look for a well-lit place. It can be outside your house, wherever is quiet, that is not noisy, so you can make use of the natural light. Or maybe your room, if your room have a wide window through which you can get the light from the sun. Sit and face the window. Once the sunlight shines on you, your video will be bright. I care less about what is going to be the outcome of this video. It is important that it has to be done, and that's why I have to do it. So you've got to do that. Next on my point, which is the point 5, is speak as you are, especially if you are not using teleprompter. But let's assume that you stammer, as in you don't really talk frequently, and you still have the desire to start up a YouTube channel. You can do a faceless YouTube channel, or if you can put up money together, you can get some software online, teleprompting software. A good example of them is bigvu.tv. bigvu.tv. If you check this particular website, it's a website of an app that can serve as a teleprompter for you with your video without you having to buy a teleprompting gadget. And with that, the same app acts an AI that can help you refine your scripts or generate script for you if you give it a script idea what you want to talk about, to generate a script for you. So I say that to say, don't let your inability either to speak the correct English or what people call the right English or whatever to be a limitation. Just be who you are. Then the next on my list here is don't dwell on your mistake. Don't avoid to make. Don't be too afraid to make mistakes. Just be yourself. Mess up. If you have to, just mess up. Whatever comes into you. So you are still going to edit the video anyway. Okay, like this video. By the time I'm done, it may be over 20 or 30 minutes. Or by the time I'm done editing, I'm very sure it's going to be shorter than that, because there will be some part of my communication that I will have to take out of it. Just be free. Be yourself. If you make a mistake, do it again. If you mess up, learn from your mess and repeat it again. It's going to be for a while. I know also it's going to be for a while for me, because the more I do, is the better I become in this thing. And so do you. Alright. Then avoid using fake clickbait. Avoid using fake clickbait. Don't try to give your video title that is not consistent with what you say. Yes, for that particular video, you may get click, but you're going to have a good number of bounce rate. Bounce rate means a lot of people, majority of the people who will land on your video will not watch. If for the first 1 minute you will not get value for the reason why they click on your video. In other words, if what the title of your video portrayed to be is not what it is, within the first 1 minute of watching the video, they will zoom off. Perhaps they may even give you a thumb down. Value should be your core focus. Next on my list is ensure you are neat. You don't have to have the whole word cloth, but whatever you put on that you want to use, just make sure you are neat. Look good, look presentable. Don't try to be like that your influencer or that your celebrity and thereby messing up yourself. Put on good smiles. You understand? Look into the camera, smile, and let your smile, bring people close to you. My next point will be your first editor. Yes, you are starting out. This is not a time that you should start spending anyhow. However, I'm not against the fact that if you have, you should spend. Of course, if you have, you should spend. If you can avoid editors, good. Go ahead, give it a nod. All these things are what I'm going to put in place. But I'm talking to someone who desire to really start or cannot avoid any of it. Be your first editor. There are a lot of free software there that you can use to edit your content as a beginner without hassles. A good example is CapCut. It's flying everywhere. CapCut is flying everywhere. It's free to use for video editing. And that's exactly the same app I use for this particular video. And editing, maybe because of the word, may look like, you may feel that it will be too techy for you, but I bet you it's very easy. Just sit down and watch videos of some people who have done one or two short or long tutorial on how to use this software and follow suit. In no time, you'll be good at it. Then the next thing, make sure you have a good thumbnail, catchy thumbnail. Thumbnail is like a signboard, which is very important because it's create the first impression about what your potential viewers are going to get from your video. And to design a very catchy thumbnails, you can use Canva, free version of Canva. All of these I've mentioned so far will cost you nothing, not a pen, and yet they will still give you quality output. Look at other YouTube videos you've seen. What are those things that catches your attention first? Is the thumbnails. The thumbnails and the title. Clickbait is good, but fake clickbait is wrong. The thumbnails and the titles, very important. And with the use of Canva, you can get classic catchy thumbnail. That's what I also use to design the thumbnail for this video. Then I want to talk about standing before camera. If you know that you are camera shy, in other words, you don't want your face to be shown, or maybe you don't want people around you, your community, to know that you are the owner of that channel, you can go faceless. The only difference is that your face is not shown. It will still be your voice. Get your script and speak. There are a lot of faceless videos on YouTube that are doing well. You can go faceless if you don't feel too okay to stand before camera. Final and not the least of it, once you've edited your videos, once you've designed your thumbnail, the next one is to post your video. While posting your video, make sure that all the necessary settings on your YouTube are in place. If you don't know this setting, I have a video on how to set up your YouTube channel. Common settings that must be in place to help your YouTube channel thrive. You can watch that video. Click on my channel, you will see the video there. It will help you a long way. And when you're about posting your video, ensure you have the description written all out. What is description? Descriptions are kind of a summary statement about what the video is all about. Then in your description, put necessary links that will help your viewer to engage with you. Links like links to your other social media handles. If you have a website, put it there. This helps to keep the people in your community within you. It's good, it's important. And don't forget to also tell the people after watching your video to subscribe, to like and share. There's no crime about that. Okay, personally, like me, I don't really like saying that at the end of videos, but and at the same time, it won't cost me anything if I have to say that. The choice is left to the viewer, for the viewer to make whether they want to subscribe or not, whether they want to like it or not, or whether they want to share it or not. So as far as this video is concerned today, these are the tips I feel that anyone who's about to start a YouTube video, or whether you're about to make your first YouTube video, should put in place. So if there are other tips you think a beginner or someone who's about to start a channel and making the first video should know and I've not mentioned it, please write it in the comment section. It may help someone else. Before I go, I have a community on Facebook called SEO Booster Official. Actually, it's a community of SEO personnel. If you're into SEO, you love SEO, you want to learn more about SEO, how to rank website, how to be a freelancer, how to build a profitable online business, you can join the community, and you will see it's going to be helpful. You will see this link to it in the description, and you can also visit my website. My website is oladejoelisha.com. Now that's where I share more in terms of content about how to succeed online. Like I said, this is my first video for this channel, but I've been in the online space for quite some years. I'm just about exploring this aspect of online business, and I hope we are going to do this journey together. So I want you to stick around as I will be releasing more video, so that you too, you can be part of the history. Tomorrow, say when I started this channel, and see where the channel is today. And if you have your own channel too that I've just started, drop the link. I would like to visit it so that I can keep the record of it, following it up, and see how YouTube progress. So till I drop my next video, see you.